in Chicago, who is in Monze, and is equally going to be giving us an update of how things are unfolding with regards to celebrations. Valerie has been at the National Youth Command Center, and she'll be giving us an update in a short while. Mavuto, this particular victory for Zambia, when you look at the margins that President Hakainde Hichilema has, President-elect Hakainde Hichilema has gotten, it gives you a feeling that this was a national vote.
Yeah, for me, I think, to call it a vote is an understatement. It was clearly a protest. And of some sort, Zambians needed a revolution. And this revolution came through Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. Because if you look at how Zambians stand up, people did not believe that Zambians would turn up in such a manner, given the circumstances in which the campaign period was conducted and managed, especially by the outgoing government. You are aware, said that it is in this election, for me, as somebody who has covered so many elections, that we saw a number of times that the president, the current president or the incumbent president, issued threats against his opposition. And said, I think the PF as a government also had abrogated and forgotten the will of the people and the reason why they had been ushered in. You are aware that President Lungu came in as a humble servant of the people. And the Zambian people, among those that had presented themselves as leaders wanting to take over the leadership of the PF 7 years ago, had looked at President Lungu as a humble president, a president who would always listen to them. But over the years, things changed. The language became a bit more sophisticated. We saw, I think, his governance and his administration was more or less punctuated with a lot of thuggery, the people that surrounded him. And they had just forgotten why they were in power. They had just neglected the people in terms of what people needed. PF came on the premise of so many expectations. You are aware that in the year 2011, then people had expected that the PF would come to be able to help them in terms of ensuring that the governance structures were people-driven. The governance structures were the people that understood in terms of operations of the government. But what did we see? We saw a lot of people that we had not thought, even when the MMD government had been kicked out, we saw a lot of MMD people coming back into the government. So it was literally a mockery before the people of Zambia. In the latter stages of the administration, we saw also in terms of
we'll have to go to Valerie now, and then we continue with our conversation here in studio. Valerie, are you there? Hello, Valerie. Good evening. Good morning. Hello, Valerie. Good morning. Hello, Valerie. Good morning. Hello, Valerie. Good morning. Valerie, are you there? Hello, Valerie. Good morning. Hello, Valerie. Are you there? Alright, Valerie seems not to be ready, but we also do have Muya Mkumbuta on the line. Muya, good morning. Hello, good morning, Muya. Unfortunately, we are unable to connect to this team But when we do, we'll be crossing over to the Maputo Ekenwanda with your submission.
Yes, in terms of what we saw, the cadres took over. You spoke of operations of the market. The cadres were literally in charge. You spoke of the bus stops, and I'm hoping this is a culture that President Hakainde Hichilema should be able to bring to an end, in that state institutions, local government controlled institutions should be controlled by the technocrats in terms of helping government to be able to raise the available resources. Also on the economic front, I think there was a lot of instability in terms of the mining sector, where government did grab the mines, and the claim was that Zambians should take charge in terms of running these operations. But above it all, people were asking who was benefiting. Even given our position in terms of the region as a food basket, said we are not, and we've not taken advantage from the market, such as the Congolese market. We share a long line in terms of bordering with the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is always in need of our products, but we've not taken advantage of that. And I'm hoping, and I remember during one of his campaign trail in Wapola province, President Hakainde Hichilema, then leader of the opposition, had indicated in terms of transforming areas that had been perceived as one of the poorest because they had not benefited from the national cake. So I think President Hakainde Hichilema has an opportunity, but this is also with caution to the Zambian people, that change also comes with a lot of challenges. And I'm hoping that we could be a bit patient, all of us, but what could be key is a kind of a template that he will be able to put across. I know that through this platform we'll be evaluating his first 100 days in office. You are aware, just a quick comparison of 2011 elections. Immediately when President Sata had taken over, I think even when there were calls for the possible reformation of the Public Order Act, what did we get? We got a slap in the face where we were told, oh, this is a good damn piece of law that needed not to be changed. But with President now elect Hakainde Hichilema, I think this is an opportunity to be able to rekindle confidence among the Zambian people, in that, first of all, allow democracy to flourish. I think he had opportunities where even when he got to an airport, he was not allowed even to disembark. At times, he got to certain towns, he was not allowed to even drive in that town. And here is an opportunity. The challenges that he faced, I think for me, he should be able to transform them as an opportunity in terms of helping Zambia's democracy to be able to flourish. You've seen, I think, overall, from leaders of the opposition, opposition that were quicker to be able to congratulate him and commend him and for having won the election, even when the current administration was bringing in all manner of excuses in terms of not wanting the Electoral Commission of Zambia to proceed with the announcement of results. So I think for me, President Hakainde Hichilema has an opportunity to be able to consolidate Zambia's democratic dispensation. He's got an opportunity to be able to consolidate Zambia's economic status, and I know many have labeled him as a key negotiator in many spheres of life, and we're hoping that given the circumstances in terms of Zambia's debt status, he will be able to help in terms of negotiating for us too. I know it will come with a lot of challenges equally, because he has to go out there and convince those who borrowed from that this is a new government. Give us an opportunity in terms of raising resources to be able to do one or two things. But given the immense opportunities, I believe that he will succeed with focus and putting up a great team that will be able to help him. He's got enough human resource because he had gone into this election as an alliance with other alliance members, such as President Milupi, you've got Akafumba also from the other faction of the NDC. plenty of human resource at his disposal. We've seen how Gary Nkombo was able to act during this announcement of elections at Mulungushi. You talk about Jack Mwimbu, I think the longest serving parliamentarian in terms of the behavior of parliament, etiquette and decorum. He understands it. So I don't think he will face so many hurdles. But also, my hope is he'll be able to extend a hand to his brother, who is outgoing president of the Republic of Zambia, Edgar Chagwa Lungu. I think for me, given all the situations, even when he was neglected, mistreated, never accommodated, I've always said, I even said in the run-up to the elections, that Hakainde Hichilema in his own right as a leader of the opposition, he was already governing this country. Right, therefore, I'm hoping that he will be a big brother now that he's a president, by extending a hand to President Edgar Lungu and say, can we work together on the path of development?
All right, let's join Virginia and find out where she is. She's within Lusaka. Just give us, a feel of what the atmosphere is like in the streets of Lusaka. Virginia, good morning.
Good morning, Sted. I hope I'm audible enough.
Yes, you are. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sted. As you can hear behind me, it's quite a celebration here in the streets of Lusaka. I'm at Mulungushi International Conference Center right along Great East Road, and there are a lot of celebrations going on. If you can hear in the background, no cars are passing as supporters from the United Party for National Development have blocked the entire road celebrating the win of their leader, Hakainde Hichilema. I'm hoping to get some video and speak to a few people just as of now. Police are trying their best to contain the situation, but they are failing to control the celebrants. The entire roads have been filled up and they're celebrating the win of their leader.
All right, Virginia, we'll be waiting to get more pictures from you of what is happening. And there's several of you that are on the platform right now. We want to join Shikabe John in Monze and just find out where he is and what is happening in that part of the country. I know that we also have staff at the Hichilema, residence. John, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, John. Good morning. Hello, John. Good morning.
There's a huge celebration here in Monze, district of Southern Coast, where people have now started their foot coming to Lusaka. They arrived at the district were getting animals to say,
All right, what was the environment like after the 7th President of the Republic of Zambia was declared President-elect? Hello, John, are you able to get me? All right, we have lost John there. But gentlemen, we can see the frenzy at the moment, how excited it is for the Zambian people that cast that particular vote. Kelvin.
Finally, it has paid off. You are aware when we were discussing on the 12th of August, Thursday, we are sharing the testimonies that we received from different people that had lined up as early as midnight 01 and 02 in order for them to cast that vote. I've talked about the anxiety. Tempers have been high. People have been looking forward to know if at all their vote will make a difference. And indeed, the celebrations are in order. This is a victory for the Zambian people. This is an election for the Zambian people. Some of us who took time to interact with the people that went to cast their vote, Zambian people had made up their minds, and they had a lot of demands. I remember on that material day, the people that had managed to cast a vote, you ask them, others will say, we voted because of development. Others will come and say, I voted, I'm a marketeer, and I want to see sanity in the market. And we saw pictures of people going to cast a vote, clad in the graduation gown, clearly indicating that people had made up their minds and their demands were very clear. And so, indeed, people should celebrate. For the past 3 or 4 days, people have not been sleeping, waiting to hear the final results. And you saw tempers at the totaling centers. You can give an example at the Civic Center here in Lusaka. We know what happened. In Munali, where we are, Munali constituency, Munali Secondary School, we saw what happened. All this is pointing at one thing to show that indeed Zambian people made up their mind on the 12th, and they have been eagerly waiting to hear the final whistle. Like others, we are saying it is too early for celebrations. Wait for 90 minutes, saying bola ni 90. And you know how it is when you say bola ni 90, you are leading, but you are told to say this team will just surprise you. This team maybe Zangani Maite wine chungulo. Or maybe this team will start attacking towards the dying minutes of the game. And so the issue also of protecting the vote. You are aware, before the 12th of August, the UPND Alliance was telling people that when you cast a vote, make sure that you don't go. You should protect the vote. Others were told if you voted, you went home, it is high time now that you should come back, because very soon polling stations are going to be closed, and as they'll be counting, you need to be there. In Kanyama, we can give an example of people that have been spending nights and nights at the totaling center just to make sure that their vote makes a difference. You are aware, Garin Kombo, on that very first point of order, he said, we are going to make sure that each and every vote counts. And for sure, people have to celebrate. But as they are celebrating, we can make a caution to say, celebrate responsibly. They will tell you, say, as you are drinking, drink responsibly. And even as people are celebrating, the Zambian people, the word that we can say to them is that may you celebrate in an orderly manner and celebrate responsibly. What you've been yearning for, what you've been asking for, what you've suspended your sleep for. People have been people will say nilipa fasting, and fasting, you're gonna, just to make sure that they see the results. And here we are today. We have the 7th president-elect in the name of His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema.
Paputo, when you look at the composition of Parliament as this next government takes place, you notice that the United Party for National Development has scooped a very, very significant number when it comes to parliamentary seats. How decisive is this particular victory?
I think there are certain things that are already on the table in terms of wanting to reform our laws. But what have we seen with political parties not having the majority? Of course, getting blackmailed from, for instance, members of the other political parties, or even independent members of parliament. But anyway, that's a price as a country we need to pay for democracy. That we need to have people from different grouping or political parties belonging to parliament. But here we are. At least the UPND have been given a leeway and an opportunity to have the majority in parliament. And I'm hoping that now they are moving from the portion of lamentation to the portion where now they have to attend to the needs of the Zambians by making laws that meet the aspirations of the Zambian. You are aware, said that one of the key sticky areas that the country needs to immediately address is the issue of the constitution. We've seen, I think in the last 2 or 3 elections, that many times the country has been engulfed in this election debate in terms of wanting to get constitutional interpretations. Just even as late as 2 days ago, we had the Law Association of Zambia stepping in to be able to give guidance in upholding constitutionalism in this country. So here we are. At least we have the UPND with the majority numbers, but we also see the plenty of independent members of parliament walking into parliament, and we have PF with about 20 members of parliament now, and they have to deal with this, and we'll see. What we need to witness is how they will be able to offer the checks and balances. I think for the last 20 years, Zambian people have been privileged to have quality debates because of the quality of the opposition that we have had, that have gone to the floor of the House with researched debates, and we've enjoyed these debates. Now it's an opportunity for those that were sitting on the executive to be able to come up, because they will have to justify in terms of what they were doing right and what they were doing wrong, and they present better opportunities. But truth be told, it will be difficult, because I foresee a number of election petitions immediately we see the president being sworn in, because people who have to petition in terms of those that were serving under or stood under the ticket of the governing political party now and then, which is the PF. So my hope is we need to focus on the work. Hakainde Hichilema came in 20 years plus as a leader of the opposition, and I'm thinking a lot of time has gone. He had plenty of ideas that would have been implemented then. With time, I think he has also matured in terms of understanding key economic and political issues of the world, key and economic and political issues of our own country. Therefore, I'm also thinking he's admittedly the most experienced local politician among all the 16 presidential candidates that were on the ballot, including the one who is the incumbent. So he understands better from both aspects of the opposition and those of the governing political party. But what is key for me is who have some sort of a balanced parliament, in that collectively, if you look at the UPND, they've marshaled what I would call a national character. Even in their behavior, they should be nationalistic in nature. They've gotten seats where we least expected. You talk about areas like Malambo. You talk about areas like Chipata Central. You speak of Chifubi Ndola. You speak about plenty of areas where they've been able to get these votes. So now, than ever before, the UPND, I think, have graduated in what would call a nationalistic party, and I'm also hoping that even with the appointment of cabinet, we'll be able to see that it's peaked from across the country. I'm hoping also that, said like I've stated before, it should not just be about political appeasement. President Hakainde Hichilema has been collectively elected and chosen by the Zambian people. Therefore, I think his response should be to the Zambian people. We've seen just even today, or the last few hours that we've been sitting here, how President Lungu has been dished. And I'm thinking, after this presidency, President Lungu will be a lonely person. And these are some of the lessons that President-elect should be able to pick. People that he had given positions. We saw past immediate Southern Province Provincial Minister throwing in the towel and saying, "Oh guys, I'm gone." We heard also, I think in the latter part of the day, former member of the UPND who stood in Zambezi West, Charles Kakoma, is back in the UPND. So leaders should always be careful and listen to their own conscience, because by the end of the day, the evaluation is about them. Look, we had people that were ministers in the previous government. Some of them have retained their positions, but the president has not retained his position. So by the end of the day, he will need to assert himself in terms of ensuring and explaining. And I'm appealing to the cadres and those. I said it's not easy to have been a member of because there are those loyal members of the party that have been in the party for the last 21 years. Beyond, how do you treat them? How do you tell them, yes, we had ideas about governing, but now let's get to the business? They will need to import, if they're quality members of parliament from other political parties, and bring them and tell them, can we work together? President Hakainde Hichilema, I'm believing, and I'm made to believe, that he has that opportunity to be able to consolidate. Secondly, he's number one diplomat. He will need to work on Zambia's outside image. We saw, I think in the last 10 years or so, that 3/4 of our diplomats were literally political party sympathizers. That openly showed it. Now that there's this president, and you remember, some of us have won them time without number. If you are a diplomat, today President Hakainde Hichilema has become the first diplomat. How would they deal with them, with him? How would they respond to him? So challenges are ahead of us, but I'm not thinking they're insurmountable, and I don't think that Hakainde Hichilema will be able to fail these challenges. And I foresee a very smooth 5 years, and after 5 years, it will be up to the Zambians to be able to judge. But here we are, he's looked forward to this. For me, I think I give special tribute to him, special mention to him, the issue of perseverance, resilience. We've seen political parties being bought at the expense of the people, but he chose one thing. The road was very difficult. Arrested more than 15 times. His West experience, I think, detained for 127 days at Mukobeko. He would go without food. I think that also added in terms of strengthening his character as an individual. And I'm hoping that he comes to the table not as a bitter person. He comes to the table with an open mind, with a mind and a heart of forgiving, especially those who looked like they were punishing him, yet they were strengthening him, and God was preparing him for better things. Like they say, God's time is the best, and God's time for Mr. Hichilema is now.
Kelvin, against all odds, this man that has tried 5 times but has not succeeded, this man that has knocked on the door several times but has not succeeded, this man that has been incarcerated before for a very long time, this man that has been blocked from campaigning in the recent election has finally gotten his desired position, that is to be president of this country, Zambia. Now that he has achieved all of this, what can you say about his perseverance?
Indeed, it is a new dawn. First of all, there are a lot of lessons that we can learn from the president-elect. You are aware that during the breakfast shows, my brother here had, tough time just to be convinced that this one is a leader of the opposition. Others, he has just rubbished them to say, you cannot call this person as a leader of the opposition. They don't know how it feels to be in the opposition. So Hakainde Hichilema, from the time that he took over as a leader of the UPND, he has never looked back. Yes, there have been attempts where he has tried to work with other people. And today, even the very people that, were working hand in hand with him, in the end, they turned up and they started to stab him in the back. Like Mavuto has mentioned, that he should extend an olive branch to all those that might have wronged him and wronged the Zambian people, because Zambia is bigger than the president-elect. Zambia is bigger than those, the so-called opposition members who tried to work with him, but in the end, they turned back and started, throwing stones at him. It is important, and it is a lesson to every a young emerging politician, those that are already trying to be big politicians. I have seen the messages of congratulations that are coming. And President Harikalaba of the TP, he says, indeed, you've shown us that we need to persevere. You've shown us that indeed we need to endure. So one of the most important things that Zambians, those that want to enter into politics, those that are already in politics, is that perseverance will pay. In the Bible, there is a story of Joseph. When he was sold, time came that his brothers went to buy food. And when time came for him to reveal himself to them, he told them to say, you meant it for evil, but my God turned it for good. And here I am today. God wanted to prepare me in advance such that a time like this can come and you should come and buy food. And I'll be in a foreign land to help you buy food. In life, not everything will come easy. And indeed, when you fight for it, what is very much important is that we need to be focused. Hakainde Hichilema, from the time that he took over the leadership of the UPND, you are aware that there were big names back then. But as a young person, he took over the leadership, never looked back. A lot of people left him. Some who left him managed to serve in the ruling party, managed to serve in the government. Some who were vice president managed to serve in the government. Those who were ordinary members of the party managed to serve others as high as being a full cabinet minister in the past successive government. But as for him, he waited for his time to say, my time will come when I shall be a president of this republic. And true, like Mavuto has mentioned, he has been arrested, blocked, left, right, and center, tear gassed. He has been called all sorts of names. He has been called a Satanist. He has been called all sorts of names. But now it is time to work for the Zambian people and deliver, to show the Zambian people and those doubting Thomases who are saying you cannot entrust the running of a country to somebody who has never been a councillor before. He has got no experience. Today, that person whom others demeaned to say he can't be a president because he has never been a member of parliament or a councillor. Here we are. We have someone who is going to be sworn in and will be going to State House, who has never been a councillor, a mayor, a council chairperson, or a member of parliament, or serving in government as a minister or a deputy minister. Today, people will be presenting their credentials to him.
And the determination is not with other leaders of other political parties to be able to set the standard of who should be a leader. The standard, I think, is set by God himself, that among you, you can still choose yourselves, whether I've got the experience. And I think for me, it comes to the table because there's a system. And the system will be able to help him govern. But what is key is that he has a template of how he wants to govern that particular system.
All right.
You see, and the benefit that we get said is coming from a corporate world. Discipline, and you know how disciplined people are from the corporate world in terms of dealing with resources. We're talking about needing efficiency in things that we do. Anyway.
Right. We get to the discipline part of it. Joining us from Joma is Mijelo Mambo, and she's going to give us an update of what is the situation in Joma right now. Mijelo, good morning. Hello, Mijelo, good morning. Hello, Mijelo, good morning. Hello, Mijelo, good morning. Hello, Mijelo, good morning. Quite, a frenzy going on. There are celebrations all over this country. Mijelo, good morning.
Yes, I'm a counselor.
Hello, Mijelo, good morning. Hello, Michelle. Good morning.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but we can't see you.
Hello? Are you able to hear me?
We can hear you, but we can't see you or what is happening where you are. All right, please go ahead, Michelle. All right, go ahead, Michelle, and give us the update that side.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, please go ahead and give us the update that side.
So I'm with the United Party for National Development, UPND Councillor. And the mood here is quite impressive. So Honorable, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. This is so nice. It's so great.
Okay, how is the mood in Joma so far?
As you can see, Toma has gone crazy. They have waited for this for a long time. It is so nice to have it finally. People have waited for so long to have this. They have worked so hard. They have tried so hard for 20 years. It is so great to be here today. My advice for people is, let's wait and see what HH has to offer. Yes. Things which I know that we are sure that there are several capitalism, and under HH we say no to capitalism. We say no to harassment to our nurses. Under HH we want to bring decency to this country. This country has been under so much pressure, under corruption, under so many things. We hope by now, by this time, HH has come in and he will change everything and make a difference. Thank you.
So as you can see here, this is the mood in Joma. Sorry has a lot of people that have gathered so far. I hope you are able to see what's happening behind me. We have a huge crowd of people. So we have quite a number of people here within Joma, which is the provincial headquarters, and the mood here is so pretty encouraging, as we were able to see. So this place looks as if it's during the day, but unfortunately through the night.
Michelle, thank you very much for showing us some of the scenes, in Joma right now. Gentlemen, you can see the euphoria that has, engulfed the country with this victory. Mavuto, the number of votes that President Hakainde Hichilema has won this election by is quite huge. If you were to add the Mandevu, which has not yet been, added to this, it's going to be 1 million plus votes, which, like you have said, is representing, is of national, it's a characteristic of the nation. Now, when you say that you talk about discipline in the previous conversation we're having, Zambia needed a president that can be, a disciplinarian. Is HH a type of a president that looks like can be a disciplinarian?
I think at personal level, in terms of managing finances, even before he got into government, we saw the quality of the house he built. And when you look at his story, it's a story of every African average child. It's a story that Fashion Sakala has shared before. It's a story of a child that walked barefooted to go to school, but to get to the pinnacle of life in terms of building financial capacity and being one of the biggest economic man in the world, in the country. It's enough achievement to tell you that is a disciplined person. I think in this election, or previous elections I've seen that Hakainde Hichilema has been involved in, he's not been flashy with money. If you compare all the elections he's taken part in, we've not seen the distribution of money everywhere, because he believes that for a person to acquire certain amounts of money, you have to work hard. And I think that's what we are hoping as Zambians, to be able to know the secrets of success, to get to a level he got to, where you grew up all these stages, you get to university, you graduate. You are aware, many a times, if people mentioned of companies, we're told HH was part of these companies. So I would also want to be an economic or business guru, learning from him and having the capacity to be able to build my empire. He's already built his empire, but we're hoping that the empire is built at personal level could be translated into national level, that all of us are able to benefit from his business anchorman, from his business attributes, from his business capabilities. So I think for me, if you are to ask me, his level of success is enough demonstration that he's been a disciplined person to be able to succeed. Yeah, that's what I would say.
All right. Kelvin, we're going to get into this conversation a little later in the day. But like every other election, there is a winner, there is a loser. Usually the loser has got something to say. The losers in this election, the Patriotic Front, have had, their say. And we wait to hear from President Edgar Lungu, former President of the Republic of Zambia, when he does say, has his say.
SN, I've told you that before one becomes a president of a political party, first of all, he or she is a Zambian. Zambia is bigger than a political party. Zambia is bigger than an organization. We have seen the other 14 that were contesting. Almost everyone has considered defeat. They considered defeat even before the final results were announced. And we have seen them sending those messages or, congratulating the president-elect. And you are aware that before the elections, before the 12th of August on the eve, the outgoing president had put it on record that tomorrow Zambians will be voting. Those that are going to, I know that my party and myself, we are going to emerge victorious. And those that are going to lose should be able to accept the results and move forward. Also, I will continue to talk about the statement, the word of encouragement on the eve of voting that came from the only surviving former head of state, Arabi, who said those that are going to lose the election should congratulate and be able to accept the results. Those that are going to emerge victorious should be able to respect those that are going to lose the elections. What is it that the former head of state was trying to communicate to us? He was painting a picture, giving us a picture that Zambia is bigger than a political party. Zambia is bigger than all of us. We should be patriotic. I have talked about patriotism in this country. Patriotism is loving your country, loving what you do and believing in your country. So what we expect from the outgoing president, he has had his 7 years in power. He has done his best. We appreciate what he has done. And now it is time of him being an ambassador of selling this country. We have talked of former heads of states from other countries who have visited Zambia, who have been sent on missions abroad, who have been told to, represent their countries. We talked about, when Arabi lost the elections. We've talked about Michael Sata, the late, sending Arabi to go and psych the boys in Gabon and tell them, we have seen in Kenya what is happening. Raila Odinga is being sent to do or to represent Kenya are different for us. That is what we expect. I know President Edgar Lungu, the outgoing, a lawyer, somebody who has succeeded in the 7 years that he has been in power. It is high time that we forge ahead. We have got enough problems. Hakainde Hichilema, President-elect, talked about arresting the economy. That is what made a lot of people, majority of them, waking up early in the morning to go and line up and make sure that they cast that vote. It is time that we can arrest the economy and probably learn one or two things from the outgoing head of state and his cabinet.
Mavuto, we're about to wind up with this conversation, but as we wind up, what is your expectation of President Hakainde Hichilema and the UPND government, especially now that they have 109 members of parliament, the Patriotic Front have got 27 members of parliament, the independent candidates are 20. Now, when you have these figures in parliament, it also brings up an issue to do with if the government in power has got so much, 2/3 plus majority in this parliament, it does give them too much power to some extent. But what is your expectation of this much power that the UPND has?
The onus is on them. That power is not their own power. The power came from the people that came and went out on Thursday last week. So even when they'll be sitting in parliament, the focus should be centered on the people. The PF today are existing or leaving government because of one reason. They had abandoned the will, the aspirations of the people. And this should remain a reminder that political power is nothing. What is important is people power. Once you've got people power, you are able to do everything. Like I've said, I think if you look at the history of the outgoing president, he came in very humbly and people supported him. But midway through, things changed. And he thought it was his power. You are aware, there were sentiments like, I'll handle over power to myself. You don't say that. Because the people gave you the power. So the people can come back to you and be able to get the power. And you should not be surprised why there was 1 million plus. It's because the people thought they had lost their power. Today, with the amount of celebrations that you're seeing in the streets, it's like freedom. People felt the last 5 or 7 years of the PF, people felt suppressed. People were no longer speaking about, people were unable to convey their thoughts. People were unable to express themselves. You are aware in this country that there was a woman working for a government department who was even threatened to be banned because people believed that she belonged to an opposition political party. So today, people feel like there's some restoration of their liberties. People feel there is some restoration of their freedoms. People feel this is their time. And people are not celebrating that they've ushered in a new party. They are celebrating because they believe for once their voice has been
Gotten back their power.
They feel that for once nobody has tempered or manipulated their vote. Their vote has gone in the way they expected. And everybody now is claiming this. I don't think the new party that has won should even be claiming that they've won. The people that are claiming that they've won are the ordinary people in the streets, are the people in Choma we've seen, are the people we've seen that walked to Hakainde Hichilema's residence, are the people that we've heard in Kanyama, are the people we've heard in Kitwe. We saw this, and it was reflective through the numbers that the UPND have gotten. They've gotten to 109 votes, even in unlikely territories like the Eastern Province. The people of Eastern Province said, this is our son. But he has not met our aspiration. This is not the reason we had sent him to the university. Let us try another son. And look said, in the run-up to these elections, people wanted to feed us with a tribal card. But clearly what came out, the young generation, the Mavuto Bandas, the Mavuto Lungus, the Mavuto warriors, the Manyandos Piri, the Chirufia Tembo, the different names, felt they were not part. This was the kind of politics that we've seen this year, littered with tribalism. They felt it didn't represent them. They didn't understand it because they were getting back home, realizing their father was Tonga, their mother was Bemba. They were realizing their father was Chewa, their mother was Tonga. So they were shocked. And how were they going to express their disappointment? It was only through the ballot. What about those who didn't get a job? Those who've graduated for the last 5-10 years? They're thinking the only opportunity that they have to get a job is through that ballot. And today, they've given the mandate to President Hakainde Hichilema to be able to attend to their aspirations. And that's what I'm saying. President Hakainde Hichilema, his focus, like he has played, his focus should not be about, yes, I know, certain men have to be answerable because there are a lot of pending issues which we have not gotten answers. Yes, I know he would have to give it to law enforcement agencies, and it should not be his desire to incarcerate or arrest certain people. No, his desire should be able to arrest the Zambian economy and deal with it so that all of us benefit. Muntwandi, today our personal number. You know why people are celebrating out there? Maria sana kandolo. Do you know why people are celebrating out there? Because there is some hope that come tomorrow, they will be able to eat bread. And 5 years down the line, we'll be able to come back to evaluate whether in the last 5 years, under Hakainde Hichilema, we didn't go back to what we were told. Kabiye and Murie Kandolo, if the economy has gone to waste. So, he has an opportunity, said, to be able to sustain the redeemed hope of the Zambian people, the lost hope of the Zambian people, and say, guys, I know you've given me the responsibility, but I will not walk alone. I need to work. Because said also, the biggest challenge with us as Zambians is a mindset. Yes, we've given him the mandate, but we should not heap him with all these expectations. We should be able to give him an opportunity. He might have a good template, but it might also take time. Therefore, it calls for patience. We need to be a bit patient. We gave others 7 years. They've done their part in terms of building infrastructure. But this infrastructure, for instance, in clinics, it didn't come with medicine. Why? Because somebody who was in charge of that medicine was wasting it and was letting it to rot somewhere. When he was asked, they said they didn't actually know that the medicine was not distributed. So it's coming in on a premise of ensuring that there should be transparency and accountability. And I'm optimistic he will not fail on these things.
As we wind up, Hakainde Hichilema did campaign on a number of things. One of the key things that he did campaign on was freedoms. One amongst the many freedoms was media freedoms, and the media is very expectant on how this regime is going to treat it.
Indeed, he has got a mandate to shame the doomsayers, to shame the false prophets, those who are saying nga mwamvotera naimwe bene tamwakala bomba wakala mikaka tamwakabe free kiriali. Here we are today. He has to deliver on those promises. There are a number of promises that the UPND leader, the presidential candidate standing on the UPND alliance, he promised a lot of issues, and Zambians today are watching that probably those things should be now be responded to, and put a smile on our faces. But again, in doing those, or in making sure that it delivers on those promises, I think there are a number of questions here at Movie TV, the breakfast shows. I should say we still have a syllabus. A number of questions that have not been responded to. And so if the president-elect and the team will ask those questions on our behalf in trying to find answers and what happened in order for us to have expired medicines, for us to have bought those fire tenders at that price, for us to have bought those tricycles which have not been used, how we found ourselves in a country having 52 houses without owners, how some people were killed at the hands of the Zambia police, and today no one has given us a report. If the government, the new government that is going to take over, will ask those questions on our behalf, Zambians and those that will be asked should not mistaken this to witch hunting. What we want to see are answers. What we want to see is to conclude on these matters so that we can close the chapter and say, okay, this is what happened, and it happened in this manner because of ABCD. But I know that with the opposition alliance and the people that have been working with the UPND, they are going to appoint or give jobs to people on merit. We, at one point, or now, we can still look back and say, here is a Mundia Sikatana, who is in the Ministry of Agriculture. And indeed, the bumper harvest that we have witnessed as a country, Zambians are having or seeing the benefits. Not having a bumper harvest on paper, but a reality on the ground. The bag of mini meal continues to be, the price continues to be high. When you try to ask questions, a leader comes and tells you, says, stop complaining. People in Zimbabwe, people in Malawi are not complaining because they are also passing through the same. We want to know what happened with the cheap Saudi Arabia fuel. When we ask these questions, it's not that we are trying to be vindictive. We just want to know what really transpired. We want to see ministers, even as he'll be putting up his cabinet, the president-elect, we want to see ministers that are going to work according to the expectation of the people. Also, as saying what is very important is that President-elect, President Hakainde Hichilema, made it clear. He had a message for the Zambia police that we are going to give you back your powers. We are going to give you back your powers so that you can discharge your mandate without fear or favor. These are some of the issues that we are looking for. Also, the issue of depoliticizing markets and bus station. This is very dear to me. I am a son of a marketeer. I have my sisters who are selling in markets. I have been in the station before. I know how it feels to be a bus driver, to be a conductor, and you're being harassed by a cadre who wake up at 10, comes into a station, ulonga bus goes at iumpase ndrama uja. I know how it feels. And Hakainde Hichilema and the UPND have promised the bus drivers to say when we come into power, we'll make sure that these cadres stop harassing you. The truck drivers, you are aware, at one point, they staged a protest. What did we see? They were beaten by cadres for demanding what is right for them. We want sanity. We have colleagues, brothers who are truck drivers. they have cried foul, they have cried enough. With this new administration, we want to see sanity there. Procurement. If you look at our procurement, the Hakainde, Hichilema and the team told us that they are going to make sure that they seal the loopholes. The issue of fuel, Hakainde, Hichilema and the opposition alliance, UPND alliance, talked about cutting off the middlemen because fuel has continued to be expensive in this country because we have so many middlemen. The issue of fertilizer, it is something that, Hakainde, Hichilema, President-elect, promised the Zambian people that we are going to reduce the price of fertilizer from 600 kwacha to 200 kwacha. And if you look at the number of votes that he got in the Eastern Province, the message was clear when he visited Eastern Province. Ndine mulimi mzanu. Today, mulimi Angenam State House. We want to see meaningful agriculture. We want to see how farmers are going to be empowered, real empowerment, so that farmers should not just be waiting for the rain season, but farming should be a business where people are going to be making millions and billions of kwacha through, farming. A number of promises that they have made as a UPND alliance. And now, the new dawn has started. It is a fresh mandate, a new start, and let Zambians, those that woke up in the morning, vapindule, vaono ubwino ocherera kuseni, vaono ubwino otrasta mulimi mzao, vaono ubwino someone who was walking without shoes, but he was given bursary, he was sponsored to come to the University of Zambia, did his studies. Today is a president. He says, I've got passion for education and I want to see Zambian people, Zambian children going to school without any difficulties, just like I am a beneficiary of free education that was provided to me. That is Hakainde, Hichilema, President-elect, His Excellency, through the free education that was offered by the UNIP. We are watching, and these things should come to reality so that Zambians will love to smile at last and say, indeed, the freedom that we voted for, this is the freedom that we are seeing and enjoying today.
All right, we now go to Luapula province and talk to Helen Chisha, just find out what is happening in Luapula, what the atmosphere is in Luapula province. Helen, good morning, and how are you?
I'm okay, good morning.
Good morning, thank you. Kindly turn on your camera, we can't see you.
Oh. Hello?
Hello, good morning, Helen.
Hello?
Hello, good morning, Helen.
Morning, how are you?
Very fine, thank you. Kindly give us an update of what is happening
Can
there.
you see what is happening behind? This is how we are celebrating here in Luapula. Hello?
Yes, please go ahead, Helen, and run us through the activities there.
Hello?
We are getting you, Helen. Please go ahead and run us through the activities there.
Yes, God.
Hello?
Go ahead, Ellen. We're getting you.
Yes, I'm saying that people are celebrating here in Luapula. Everyone is happy. They are going from town, others are just moving up and down. So it's a very happy day. And you can hear in the background what are the people that are celebrating here in Luapula.
All right, beautiful scenes taking place in Wapula province there. Thank you very much, Helen, for showing us what is happening. Celebrations all over the country. You can call the number 0764250055 to get into conversation with us and let us know, your congratulatory messages to President-elect Hakainde Hichilema. 0764250055. That is the number that you are calling. And of course, if you've got any expectations whatsoever, please you feel free to share them with us and the rest of the audience. 0764250055 is the number to call. All right, gentlemen, we can see that the atmosphere is similar in the rest of the country. We've been to several parts now, and there's jubilation all over, meaning signifying acceptance of the result, acceptance of the vote. Mafuto.
Yeah, I think there's a phone call. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
This morning.
Oh.
This is the senior citizen calling from Mbala.
Okay.
Senior citizen from Mbala, you gave the president-elect enough votes in Mbala.
I'm telling you, it's something that one cannot explain nor express.
Mm.
And the way you're analyzing you guys, it is really touching us as old people. Because we lost respect, we lost freedom, we lost liberty, we lost everything economically. So, this man putting him in state house is a blessing to restore the dignity of the land. Are you getting me, Chifokolo?
Yes,
Yeah,
senior
right.
citizen, we are with you.
As a senior citizen, we were not given our money, but the previous government was there dishing out money to people. Yet, as well, for money was not given. And it's a hope that the incoming president is going to look into our pride. And also, you saw how the people of Mbala voted. Kulungu, the whole country, they voted. Regardless of people, those with DE who want to eat too much, trying to bring tribalism, it was not good. I wish him the best, and I congratulate him equally. Like Maputo, if I was at the high profile,
Yeah.
you were going to be appointed as the presidential advisor, advisor to the president.
Thank you.
Yes.
Now, senior citizen,
Hello.
I want to remind you something.
Okay, go ahead.
You are a regular caller on the big Sunrise Breakfast show,
Yes.
and at one point you said, if Ivameneti Makamba, our opposition kuno banzao balembesa sibachita. What do you think was the magic that was used in order for the president-elect and the UPND alliance to manage to secure the victory and also manage to convince you people of Mbala, people of Isoka, people of Kaputa to get the number of votes which many Zambians didn't expect?
Yeah, there were a lot of factors actually. You see, us as old people, we learned that we lost the unity as a nation. Once that the one nation was lost dealing with the presidents of Edgar Chakalungu, who believed to have trusted too much into the cadres instead of getting wisdom from other people. You see, when you are in leadership, the way Ngonjera is there, you get ideas from people, but it's supposed to be the last person. Himself should make the last decision to make. So that if anything goes wrong, it's not to blame other people that were misleading me. No! We gave him the mandate. But he misused the mandate. Let me tell you that here, there was proper security. All the borders were screwed by the cadres, the European cadres. So that no foreigner could come in because some foreigners were registered. That is what it was a true thing. So some senior PF officers were caught with papers, pronounced ballot papers. So, there's so everything. I appreciate you, Wariafove, congratulate Wariafove again. For the strategy that he gave us, that don't leave the police station. There's got a lot of attempts to bring in papers within the police station. You understand me, Sani?
Yes, yes.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia, I give them again a tick. I recommend them the strategy they use for this election. That is the ruling party. The PF failed to rig the election. That is the best strategy they use. Shindano, he really stuck with the PF because they thought maybe they were going to lose him, but I congratulate him. That was the job well done.
Thank you so much, Senior.
We'll discuss tomorrow with one more time. This man, we are seeing really very quick because he has managed his businesses, as Mabuto is saying. So he's going to also to manage the business of Zambia so to benefit and our children.
Thank you so much, Senior Citizen, and wishing you all the best as you continue to celebrate.
Thank you very much. Wish you the best movie, television, our national broadcaster.
Thank you so much. That is a Senior Citizen all the way from Mbala, and commenting on the president-elect and also what he wants to see. 0764250055. Let us interact. It is already 04, and we are still going. Hello, good morning. Madam President Tumavuto Piri, good to have you this morning.
Thank you.
I'm with Mavuto Piri.
Yeah, I've been following.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm for me, this election for me. I'm not like that happy that yes, there is a change of government. Yeah, this change of government must bring hope to the Zambian people. If I don't expect this government to play around. And they're not saying this government will bring millions in our homes and so on. It's about them making an environment that will be friendly for the people to do that which they want to do. If, I'm looking forward, I'm not saying this will be a one-day thing, like what Mabuto said. It will take a lot of time, and we need to be patient with this government. But as we be patient with this government, we don't expect them to change it. And then I for one, I will not be happy for this government to start with hunting at the expense of bringing development and hope to the Zambian people. If UPND Alliance are going to check themselves that this victory, it is because they've been in the opposition for a long time, and it's because we love Hakainde. That is a lie. This election has been a protest. And if anybody, and if just Hakainde was the strongest opponent, even if Kolomuntucha has been like Hakainde for some time, would have taken it up.
Yes.
What Zambian people who are not looking for Hakainde, that Hakainde is was the best presidential candidate there. No. It is because he was just the strongest opponent at that time, right now. But what the Zambian people want is hope. I can tell you, Chifoko, Navutla Civic Center, you could shed tears. Okay? Shed it because of suffering. And we know that, yes, even in the Bible says that the poor you have among us, but it has been too much. You cannot have a government that gives power to cadres. Find up like you are saying, Chifokolo, Munchadas, a car. I can say within 2 days after a cooler, Muntu so a coin, if a 3 days we have. You need to have a connection between the next line of people. I have a brother, being cast by a wife, because where they're supposed to get money, it's given to cadres. Can Abanivera Makadas, the president, what they've done?
And at one time, she had a big position. She was making them dance. Ufuna sufuna. Okay, wakafika. That thing must be abolished. That nonsense should come to an end. Spanish, we want Spanish must take you.
Yes.
There used to be sad driving the latest BMWs. Okay? That they were driving expensive cars. And like ECL for 5 years, it can have an ECL, that's like that. Okay? This staggerism, but UPND should not even brag. And the EC, UPND president, as I can correct it, we should leave. It is just 5 years. This system should come to an end. We're not saying everyone will be employed. We're not saying, but please can they give the Zambian people hope? And the Hakainde Hichilema must not look at tribe, must not look at political inclination, must not look at people who did whatever to him. The Zambian people have given him this power to look after everybody, everyone, regardless of political affiliation. Like they said, if today I had the power, you guys there, you deserve, let's look at certain pieces that you people never sugarcoated anything. Everyone was looking forward for Kutamba Kumuvi, to get the real news. Me, I'm not celebrating. I'm even home. People in the church I'm again. I'm at home. What I want is, I'm waiting to see things to be. We just need order in short. We will be meeting on my street, and we should hold this government accountable for everything.
For sure.
We don't want them to be cheating us at the end of the day. My politicians, they've got this statistics. And we don't even want this recycled politician. They should not leave empty alone. They should be with him to control him right now. They should not come up to Katuba. People don't want fraud anymore. Let this government do the right thing for the Zambian people. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Precious. 0764250005 is the number that you're calling. We're asking, what are some of the things that you remember this administration that is leaving, and what are your expectations for the new administration with the president-elect, President Hakainde Hichilema, the 7th Republican president? What are some of the things that you expect to see, and what are the things that you remember the past government? Mavuto, Zambian people made it clear, different aspirations, different demands. Pressures are shared with us, the issue of cadreism. How do you expect the president-elect, his cabinet, and the people that are going to surround him to deal with the issue of cadres in markets and bus stations? We've been told that now every bench it on the empowerment manager, and the outgoing president said cadres are part of me.
Yes, cadres can be part of you, but what matters is the utilization of the cadres. In terms of interpretation, a cadre is expected to be a professional person who belongs to an organization, who offers expertise and different services to that establishment. But the term cadre here has been misunderstood. Cadre has meant thuggery, cadre has meant intolerance, cadre has meant thieves, cadre has made it's no longer the issue of the brain muscle. It's literally the issue of physical muscle. You want to show off that you've got this power. But today Zambians have elected a new leader because they want the power that happens to be in charge to be part of them. Zambians want to have a leader that will remember them. Zambians want to have a leader that will condemn when things are not in order. Zambians don't want an arrogant leader. Zambians want a leader that understands them. Zambians want a leader that appreciates them. And that's a responsibility that they've bestowed upon Hakainde Hichilema. That's why I've said this is no longer about you, me, and you power. It's about people power. People have invested their power in the UPND under the leadership of Hakainde Hichilema.
Let's continue to pick the calls. 0764-250055. What is it that you're looking forward to see in the new administration, and what is it that you remember the outgoing administration? Hello, good morning.
Yes, morning, Choko.
Morning, thank you.
Yes, morning.
Morning, your name, sir, and where are you calling us from?
Mr. Mateo.
Mr. Mateo,
Yes.
how are you this morning?
I'm fine. How are you, Choko?
I'm fine. How is the mood in your area?
How are you, Mavuto?
I'm fine, girl. How are you?
Fine. I want to say that for the incoming new president, we expect that he is going to retire people, all those who have done the 55 and above, so that he can create a way for young people to get employment. That is very first, very key. Because out there, a lot of people have done the 60 years, they are just waiting for my 65 years. Now, if he can remove all people from 55 and above, then young people can get employment.
Okay.
Yes, let him bring the 55 years of age retirement. That way, young people will get employment. Than keeping people on a payroll who have done the 65 and above, young people won't get employment.
Okay.
Then the issue of dollar, the kwacha,
Yes.
we expect that he is going to work on that, because, you know, even workers have been trying to buy cars, vehicles, they are selling. Yes, then we expect him capitalism on the markets, bus station should become to an end. Yes.
Okay.
I know that he is going to do that.
Okay.
Thank you, Chifoko. Thank you, Mavuto.
Thank you so much.
morning,
Thank you so
Robert.
much. Good morning to you. Mavuto, a retirement age. Mr. Mateo is saying it has to be revisited and reduced. These are the demands that he has put. Maybe you can hold on and you'll be able to respond to that. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Reduce the volume on your TV set.
Good morning.
Reduce the volume on your TV set.
Yes, sir. Reduced. Good morning.
Your name, sir?
Speaking from Angola.
Your name, sir, and where are you calling us from?
From Angola.
From Angola. Hello?
We're not from Angola, and I'm actually happy with the results.
You are calling us from Angola.
Yes.
Why are you happy with the results?
Because I've been in Zambia for the past, since I've been in Zambia for so long, and they haven't been happy with the government of the PF.
Okay. A caller from Angola. Issue of retirement age.
Yeah, but I think we need to find harmonization, because sometimes also you might call people to be retired. That's why I said, in terms of our expectations also as a people, we need to be very careful, because we could either build or destroy. I think there was a template that was presented to us in terms of how President Hakainde Hichilema would want to deal with some of these things. And I think for me, like I've stated, I'm hoping that he could be given a chance to be able to attend to some of these things. We have challenges, yes, as a country, but also I see a window of hope in terms of a new beginning, and here we are. What is clear and what will motivate people, which follow, is a kind of a plan once it is rolled out, sometimes you can have something done on paper and say, in 90 days we'll do this. And once people buy in, I don't think there'll be a problem. What we've seen with our leaders mostly is the issue of arrogance.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, my big man.
BM,
Yes, my big man.
how is Shibuyunji?
Shibuyunji, I tell you, Shibuyunji is in a political frenzy. Both the young and the old, they're dancing in the streets.
Okay.
And the goodness of the celebration and the excitement, it is peaceful, but only expressing joy in an untold language.
I'm with Mavuto Piri. What are the memories that you are going to have for the government that is leaving, and what are your expectations for the incoming government?
Yes, first of all, good morning, Mavuto.
Good morning, Asogoledi.
Yes, so much. I want to congratulate you Ghana's men of Movie TV for tirelessly informing us about even renting in your job. Please soldier on and keep spirit.
Thank you.
Number one, Sama Button.
BM, we've lost you. You can come back. You can call us back on the number 0764-250055. In case this is when you've just joined us, this is Zambia votes. After the declaration of the results, the difference was 996,556 because the president-elect, President Hakainde Hichilema, has poured 2,810,757. His closest rival, the outgoing President Edgar Chagwalungu, poured 1,814,201 out of 155 constituencies. Hello, good morning. Ifo twabuka tatulele katuishimwe mwabuka shani atemwa na imwenga tamulele.
Nisanze twachama kwa president abaisa chama sana wote tuliaganza evo twalelo lela.
Munatumina kwisa?
Nebo timu ndetumila kondola.
Kundola mbali yisa ya ndola. Kuchifubu kundola centro atemu. Kuchifubu.
Mkwai.
London finshi efyo mulelo leo kabati mukamone kuli ubu buteko obuleisa na ba president Hakainde Hichilema lero kabiri ni finshi efyo mwinga mukalayi bukisha ubuteko obulefu mawa Edgar Chagwalungu.
Awe inechikosele chifye kuli ubuteko bwaisa. Bati mwamona nambe hii twaba vote ile butukira kuli almost 1 million kushaba bana nkani kushaba pie. Pesa nyakwe bati kuba kuba babadi yawe uchushi tukitire mu bonzo ubona ikwena Zambia soko tulipo kwa twafuirisheko umuntu na umura umo akwate isha kuchita ko hanyuma y'ubuteko bwaripo so bena babadi batoto banyikani nambe yiyo twabamo no kwa tiwozo isomo ticharo chonze cyane chura pero nomba abashe abari umva bwino banono
Tatotera. Abantu balasekera kuchifubu nangu nabala. I would have asked him that question. That the number, looking at the number of votes that President-elect Hakainde Hichilema has poured is not because of love, but because of ubuchushi.
Yes, all of us are taking the challenges to him. We believe he's a messiah that we've been waiting for a long time. I agree with the previous caller. Because, like also Precious said, Zambians have suffered silently. Fogolo, this freedom you're seeing on the streets today, Zambians didn't have it. Zambians were not at liberty to protest. Zambians were not at liberty to gather in numbers because the law of Public Order Act would always be invoked and many of the people would be arrested. So, and you are aware that equally the UPND has suffered from that. You are aware during the incident in which two of our brothers died when they had just escorted their party leader to police headquarters. You saw what happened. The cadres were brutalized, even when they were holding a possession in a peaceful manner. So it's like I've stated, it's like some sort of restoration of liberties and human rights. It's some sort of rekindling what Zambia was previously. So yeah, every time that President Hakainde Hichilema will be making a decision, he should be able to see the 1 million plus people that gave him that vote to be able to say, take up, because these that are there have failed us.
Hello?
Hello, Mabuto.
Yeah, Mwagabanji.
Movie TV huko.
Hey.
Hello?
Totaya ni volume ku TV ni ku movie TV kuno.
Awe nsanza sozira tukwata.
Ati banani shina Ati banani shina?
Bamala mu kukitwe.
Kukitwe mbali yesa ya kitwe. Kuchambuli atemo kuchimwemwe.
Kwacha constituency.
Kubulangiriro. Epo natampire school ya grade 1 pa bulangiriro.
Nchawa babatata.
Mkwaya London tumfo chirishanu kwa kubulangiriro abantu nabalala atemwa fishi fire chitika.
Bali ko musebo bali kudete mpisiye ko bale mutya okira abantu. Bali kyechave musebo apa na chirira.
Oh.
Mkwaya.
Fishi efe muleka biroko bati mukamone kubuteko wababali.
Kona kutuwa wabali. Namumona namavoti obakwete. Abantu kiregere buchushi. Tebuchushi wakulaza tigati chia toba sari wakana kwetera ubungaliyo. Bati namamona uteko. Tebutu apere futi ajeni kuri basata. Bali kwetera maka kubombera inchushi. Ababasata barungu baishire mukulaba ifu inchushi. Bamba kuchindika makankara. Namakata. So ikishera kuchindika makata chia. Chena even Toto akachibike sana mu mutwe. Batoto kuziba kuya mu cyaro pandanshi. Mbera abantu cyabubiri. Iki kandi n'abapazi. Aba batire n'abakwata bana indarama. Noti baba kuba rugurusha. Babira barugurusha. Bakura de indarama kigwere kirabaida go shows. Twanishi baba kikukora. So beka wabali ngabarekwa ni cyaro cyende buyo. Kandi baba nibandu. Ili tumpano kacharo corruption. Basire baba rugurusha kwa kwenda tinga na mashika shire wera. Eska tuafurisha shire shine. Batiye kubare kwatama ndalama ma plastic bagi charo cyose cyaremo. Shira cyose basire baba rugurusha takurika abuse awo. Kandi tax money ya charo. Ekire ngere charo kiwerere panchi. So tibekabira the HH that was supporting to the HH. But one will win a venture in Zambia when the national pantai, which is Tarabo look. If you're able to garage the bracket together, you like 7 Yavan, 2 ma, 2 consideration. Tell you the matter to say out. But in the Garada sector, or the point here about chief in the Kaka. Abachituma batinira abachitweri mu police. Yakulanda ati kubako tena kwena chachiwe. Mama ministry of position you. Bambe kusapula abo. Bareka abakira selezereko achitire kwa abantu abakiri kuruti umati chazi mwenzi monsevi. Wala mona ne fintu byara indabu na batatu. Abachipogora baba vuto. Inchito kukwete oko. Fanuva winosana.
Tatote. Tatote mwafyash. Tatote mwafyash. Tatote. Mavuto, let me ask you this question. In an event that President-elect, His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema, says, okay, I'm not going to deal with those people that the issue of mismanagement, the issue of, is it going to be a betrayal for the people? Look at the demands that people are making. Is it going to be a betrayal?
You can't abrogate and neglect the will of the people. That's the reason why they've given him a vote. Is to be able to restore confidence in public institutions. It is the responsibility to using state institutions, not him directly, like we had seen, where even at a rally, people were warned. Ngana wina nkakukaka. There are state institutions that should deal with this.
These institutions that are toothless.
And that's what we're hoping for. That we build capacity, even in his absence. That these institutions, that where you rekindle hope, they should be able to outlive him and his administration. Because right now, like I've told you, is literally starting with nothing. Like you've stated. They are state institutions, but they are shadows of themselves. People are going to the office, get paid and knock off. They arrest a person today, taken to court. And the same officers that arrested this person comes out and says, no, he didn't commit a crime. And come month end, they paid the money. Chifokolo, we are a small economy. Every coin that is generated by the state should be better preserved. Not for us only, but also be shared with prospective generations. So it is my prayer and hope that President Hakainde Hichilema will be able to help in terms of rekindling hope. Look, there was the issue of two of our brothers that were shot when he went to the police. Up to now, justice remains elusive. We have our sister, Vespers, who died at the University of Zambia. We've never known the truth. She might be in the grave. Yes, her family has been compensated. But she would want, the country would want her to rest. Look at how overwhelmingly the students at the University of Zambia voted.
Using their own
resources and transport.
Just to come and cast our vote.
Yeah, so we don't need to betray the will of the people. That's why I told you that when there's a challenge, or every time that you want to sign something into the law, it needs to stand on the side of the people. Those before him, or the man before him, had abrogated the will of the people. And he had given the cadres the power to take over markets, to take over bus stops. Even now, people are still fighting over the constitution. So, for me, what is key is that let's build institutions. Let's rekindle the hope. And I'm hoping that President Hakainde Hichilema will just do that.
Let's speak more, cause sincere apologies for those calls that we've missed. Hello, good morning. Hello?
What?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello?
Hey, this is us because it's from New York.
From New York?
Yeah, New York City. I just wanted to contribute that I'm so happy that HH is our new president. I can't wait to get back home. I'm so happy that I couldn't express myself, but I'm so happy that we finally have a president in the State House.
When are you coming home?
You're breaking up.
When are you coming back home?
Lost that question.
It seems, Mafuta, we thought people are celebrating on the seats of Lusaka and other cities, but we've received two calls so far from Angola and New York. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello?
Good morning.
Mwabombeni mkwai.
Eya mkwai mwa bombeni ni wana ni mletu mina kuisa?
Letu mina kwa chazanga.
Pacha zanga hapa.
Mkwai.
Ati banani shina?
Kwa chazanga.
Fumianiko volume ku TV.
Mkwai.
Fumianiko volume.
Nula keri.
Fumianiko volume wakeli ku TV.
Mkwai.
Na mfumi yako volume ku TV.
Mfumi yako TV.
Kwa chazanga muti ilishani huko.
Awe kuno celebrate mdara.
Chinsha cha mule celebratera.
Fitu chinjako.
Ni fisa fe mule fa fichinje.
Tuwari chula sana kumakanda mdara.
Fishi bada chitamakada. Fishi bada chitamakada.
Kwamu kula umafia wa ntiyama.
Oh.
Leo mini bus driver amavuto muri shani mulewumva.
Bwino bagamba shani.
Nebo keri kumali pole kulya.
Oh keri, ulifya bwino omuntu wanti.
Basi jerisi.
Ninjishiwa.
Mkwaye, awe nengufa bwino ndebe poshako.
Awe na imwe kale tamoneka muli saluti nomba tukafwaye.
Oye ndikwata zange ine kumali pole kwa chipata mandevu.
Mchachipata mandevu?
Boy.
Okay ngafwa time ngesa pitako.
Awe kamoneke kona yawa alichona nayo. Isu wabelezi nayo.
Awe pondi.
Okay. Awe programu yonayo wa masana.
Awe tuletotera lesa mkwai.
Okay, masotera mkwai.
Mkwai.
Kelly, a bus driver from
a childhood friend actually
from Chazanga, so at Machona. Apiri anabwera kutoka kwa
the other day.
Hello?
Hello, mwashibuken.
Mkwai tatulele tulebomba fena tuchesha. Mkwai mwashibukeni mwe. Oh, I've lost that one. Apiri mnachona. Muzakaenda na suitcase mnalibe kantu.
Napita ukavota mama.
Hello?
Ndaliku.
Good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Very fine, sir. Tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
I'm calling from Baule. My name is Evans.
By Evans, which side of Baule?
We're somewhere near Takamado.
Oh, near Pristakamado.
Yes, sorry?
Tell us, how is the mood in Bauleni?
People are celebrating so much, and I'm so happy to see that His Excellency Mr. H was won the election.
What are your expectations now?
My expectation is for him now to change this economy. People have suffered so much, more especially those who have been to school, the graduates. He should employ people, or maybe the cabinet, or maybe his team should employ people on merit.
Okay.
Yes, he should not just segregate or to say unless you have got a connection. No, we don't want that.
Okay.
Thank you. No, but I don't say that. Let me just say like this.
Thank you so much. 0764250055 is the number that you are calling. We continue to pick your calls. Tell us where you are watching us from, how the mood is, and what are your expectations to the president-elect and the cabinet that will be. Hello? Bwino, mwasenza bwino kaya mwoka bwanji? Ni wandani mtumira kuti? Wagari pa SOS. Tenti mvere. Kwa SOS vili bwanji, bantu baligone manyumba ka? Wangalakozi hapa? Ni vichani vimwembekezera kuona kuli ba president Hakainde Hichilema na government yao pameneza bweramu?
No, government yao chechi. Wanakifuna kunichimwa. Katarizi.
Ishtebwa?
Katarizi, matiziripa katarizi.
Okay. Iendeleko pasogolo?
Ilote je pasogolo. Because ni nchianza manaki.
Okay.
Ede tu, wachifoko je tumofosa kunichi. Ni government yao kwa mwanasi. You know what? Tima kwa kulata tundu ya kinga kuna kuni. Wakulata tundu kunaja site. Kwa kulata tundu kunaja site, for example, kuna maplanga. Mwisho, ungatiri beauty or branch.
Ayo maplango ayagulia Zambian side?
Wagula Zambian side.
Oh.
Jeni kuzwati tukilisa kikani beauty.
Okay.
Ni vivozi vizokida langana hapa. Ero puti tu, nifiruka ki wanaputira bayuzi. Bayuzi wanaputira wanu na kusola nchitu. Ero puti tu, ma Zambians badila wanakia mani. Because the life is emotion, kani ya kutia is emotion. It is what to mani. So ikitenda ni hapo kuti. Tenyo kula kwa president ndeni. Banganilepo. Ndina wa president wa usentebwa. Wakila muzerera muntu wamene ali background.
Okay.
Because muka background yana kaya na information.
Okay.
Wakati pia president anachoka. But there is also the subject. Kutula ni the ones that are outside. Amene wawina. So if the vote is the lesson, we
Okay. Ziko mwambiri asogole. Okay. Ziko masogole, ziko mwambiri. 0764250055. This is a movie television. This is the aftermath of the final results. A president-elect has been announced by Justice Iso Chulu. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Hey, yes, morning.
Your name, sir, and where are you calling us from?
Yes, I'm calling from Solwezi. This is Kawasha.
Mr. Kawasha from Solwezi.
Yes, this is Movie TV.
You are live on Movie TV.
And kwa kesu sabaliza utioto apokelela kwa totela sana kuliresa. Kwa na totela nama TV yon sema private sector yachi igumba mu project pa ku mwanamaliza utia kuti nga senge tsumano kuti tumire fine mwapina. Ine tule mwana nama program za mlele za treto telechinka sana.
Okay.
Mkwaya.
Fishe fe mulolero kwa bati mumone kubuteko aba Hakainde Hichilema nga baingira mu buteko.
Okay, so tulelorera kuti tumone tulefoko bati mu ma station mungaba kwatifuti amakata sigalali amakata kola chushana abantu. Sija tatulefwaya siwe kuputwefine kwa tali PF yalipo shari fine tuye forward no finto fe batishani shoga bikire so bari tulaya ono fyo ndefwayo kweba tine fyo tungamono kweba itano singa babwino na machito kutiyenga fula at least bengarole shapa ma forest kwambo kuplanta ma forest ayi kufinga lapanga bambo kuplanta ma forest fyo yali kwati muri kaunda istwali abaje bambuya ine bale bomba ku forest kwali ku planta ma forest in different sectors of Zambia. So ngabambo kubika ma forest nchi tokshafula ifyo titala bwino. 2 kwaba na farming scheme na kwaba kwa ma farming scheme mu na chief ya yonse countrywide in 10 provinces. Na aliko mu ma farming scheme nchi ama yofi tubakwata ku somode mwina mlangi chiko saboni mlangi plan ya PF takwali kwa kulika matari para pinchito Singapore so ngakwa ama farming scheme chimizi ichito kulifofema yofi chitaba okufuga
twatera
sidi ngata chinzi sidi futi ama maiza kwa tama maiza ama maiza futi ama investors ndabaita leta febwino nomba muri ni nantane government ya funapo twale zifunati chula sana kuno kusolezi na kwa soko ya kwa tefya kulanda wasaa kwa tefya kulanda kwa yasi waya kuleba ofe pale tansha kama kulikoite ayi uchimizi ila mama na ngare ya mwana na investors ukenda itawale pata se sai wako yasi na baba bala fuara da bafuna utafya ila bakwatana ntana wakubalangira ko yasi minimum wage abapuya shigefina bagawunda shintu febale polisi abantu ko yatinzi no kukosa nafiko nomba ama minimum wage ngoma akole tawo batunze kubada kwa abantu kuno kuma mine bale batake especially kuma contractors ama contractors uma mine ya konka abantu naba bachusha ama minimum wage yakose temporary. For example maramo na siapa shati security guard na watchman security guard kanisha watchman nomba security guard mnampere pia shimoshine isho barepera kwa watchman nomba security guard ngareko kunisha watchman kanisha shana watchman mwangi pia mwaka na barempera 1000 minimum mwejo yaba kunani gani kuleta office isho barepera office isho babomba so tulefoko bati the president elected abapo bakamoneko kuleta office kama minimum wage yonzaya ay abamuma contractors ya furi aba different for the watchman ya kushana security kwa hiyo builder na elfa applicator ya ko different masa na builder afora kuna ngati kwa 10000 alafu nyamna ngati 25 ya foresha elfa ule mtuna kutaka so eso tulefa zeze inga tubombera ko ta kwebati ife twabasalira kwebati mayufi zengakwata enkonchito uyowakonchito ere ikulu aterako omunango olwawakati konchito inono aterako omunango nishikyako afye yalaba nikyeni kwapaptu nokufutasire pamwayi kyowe ulimbi uletidana ajafokweba alakwensera kuti uli wakifoloboka akanoonshakwa ntawa mwijana yofi yantonshiyafula mukwaji
twatotera
mukwaji.
We pause a bit in picking cause so that we see some celebrations the way they are going on in the city of Lusaka. Director, you can give us back that picture and give us sound as we get to see how people are celebrating in the city of Lusaka.
tribalism here in Zambia. No more corruption. Bari has already fixed Lungu, like we promise you that Bari will fix it. So one problem which was Lungu has already been fixed. We are very happy. Bari what is Bari to fix it. Our economy. When Bari will fix it, they have to
Okay, so we're here because we're very happy that our candidate Hakainde Hichilema of the UPNZ has won. You know, like in 2016, I was really affected at the time he lost. We know he won in 2016, but the petition didn't go in his favor. But this year, 2021, we need change. The cooking oil that we used to buy for 13 kwacha is now 28 kwacha. We can't afford it. Millionaire is now selling at higher price. We need change. Mali is trying to change. Zambia needs to go forward. Change. We need to be going forward, you know. At least we are both safe. These are the shots of people. These are the shots in the streets of Lusaka today, 16th April. These are the shots in the streets of Lusaka today, 16th August 2021, as Hakainde Hichilema, UPND leader, has been declared 7th Republican president by Honorable Justice Esau Chulu. Regina Chilongo, Movie TV News in Lusaka.
So that is how Lusaka residents have, celebrated the results of the president-elect, His Excellency President Hakainde Sami Hichilema. Out of 155 constituencies, Hakainde Hichilema has scored 2,810,752. The outgoing president, Edgar Chagwa Lungu, has scored 1,814,201. The difference of 996,556. Mavuto Piri, Lusaka residents, celebrations. What do you make of it?
Yeah, the feeling among the people of Lusaka, I think we've been receiving calls from countrywide, is a feeling of people were in bondage, sort of. And they now feel like a Solomon or a Moses has arrived to be able to
take them to the promised land.
To rescue them, first of all, and then take them to the promised land.
Rescue them in the hands of Pharaoh, or what?
These celebrations entails that. That's what their feeling is. You can tell from in the manner they are coming out. So people are happy. Let them celebrate. But what is key for these elections? There are so many things to celebrate. One, we are yet to see a third transition in terms of leadership. We did see this, I think, at independence. We did see this 1991. We did see this, I think the latest was 2011. So it is slowly becoming our culture. Democracy now is embedded. Very soon everybody will be looking at the Zambian template as a sign and a foundation upon which to build global democracies. So I think the Zambian people have got every reason to be able to be happy because of the successes that have been achieved. I think apart from one or two isolated incidences, Zambian people have been largely been peaceful. And I hope it continues on the same path. Yeah.
What is very consistent is the issue of cadreism. We've heard from the callers, and I know that we'll be opening the phone line very soon. But even some people on the streets, those that were interviewed, the issue of cadres is still coming out.
Yeah, we need to professionalize civil service. We need to professionalize public institutions. This has been elusive, and sadly, it was getting justification at the highest office in the land. So here we are, and this is a responsibility that has been bestowed upon the new president to be able to help and deal with some of these issues. So not everything is lost. We have hope. We've got a new beginning, and I hope by the end of the day we'll be able to achieve and address some of these concerns that members of the public have. You are aware, and I'm happy that tonight or this morning, the people that are calling are very ordinary people. Kelly, my old childhood friend, is a bus driver. I think immediately after him, we did receive a call from from Makatia, who are key members of society. And these are people that have largely given a vote to President Hakainde Hichilema. Yeah, partly, we have to say it with a straight face. PF, under the administration of President Lungu, had degenerated into thuggery. It's not me saying it. The people that are calling are saying it. That please, they've given a vote to President Hakainde Hichilema as a form of security. They are hoping that the president will feel their cries, the president will share their pain with them, and here we are. We've got the 7th president, a person many Zambians are hoping will get us back to sanity. Actually, we've been insane for the last few years, and here we are. We are hoping that sanity shall be restored at the highest level through the support of the president, and not having a president who will not support what is key in terms of ensuring that the values of this country are upheld.
Another issue of concern, Mavuto, we've received calls from senior citizens as well as young people, the issue of recycled or people that have been in government before, to say President-elect Hakainde Hichilema should not welcome these people and embrace them. They should continue being in the opposition.
We are built on the premise of a Christian nation. Of course, if people still, if they've got, there are people with a clean record and still want to work with the current government, well and good, why not keep them? Let them work with them. The focus is at the top. I don't blame some of these ministers. I don't blame some of these permanent secretaries for what the country had degenerated into. I blame the head. Vakambira timutu. Vakambira timutu. Vakambira ti. Vakambira tinsomba yolera kumutu. So I think the fish was rotten at the top. And what we need.
Mavuto nsomba singa ole eka chekumutu. Kulikumanga chintu choiwolesa.
Chamene chote ndechizolengesa kuola Zambia.
Andi chanchilengesa kuti nsomba yolere kumutu ati ni vantu amene vaizunguluka.
Nsomba yolera kumutu.
Let's talk about you know, the parties that have
because you see,
this country before.
because the challenge was that most of the times when the cadres have done the wrong things, the president was justifying it. Until even recently, the president said the cadres were part of his office. So the cadres were empowered to be able to misbehave. The cadres were empowered to take over the markets. We had the Chifokolo, for instance. Look at where violence took us even in the elections. Sadly, we lost Northwestern chairperson for the outgoing governing political party, which is a PF. And you remember, on this platform, you and me had said that the backstops are the president. Because Mwanawasa had set a template by saying, I don't want this nonsense. And that nonsense was addressed. But you see, African politics, our leaders fear losing cadres and not losing the willpower, forgetting that the people that put in this government in place are the ordinary people on the streets of every district, the streets of every town, the streets of every city in this country. So, for me, Fokolo, this vote entails one thing, that politicians should begin to respect ordinary people of this country. And once that is done, they'll be able to get their votes. It's the ordinary people that have given HH votes. And you've heard what their expectations are. So let's hope that we get the best out of Hakainde Hichilema, which I have no doubt that he'll succeed at it once we support him. But it should be done in a systematic and proper transitional manner so that we don't overcloud him with our problems. Each one of us have got problems. And the other thing also I've been calling for, or I've been hoping, and I'm hoping for, is for the president to be able to facilitate a platform for all of us as Zambians to be able to flourish. This country, until recently, we had seen the creation of societies. Kwenze nibaja na ife. But we need to create a possibility of success as one Zambia, one nation. So I think what is key for me is that Zambian people, let's work together to the best of our ability and achieve what we can achieve through the support of the president. But all of us should be able to, the way we supported him, by voting him into office, we should continue supporting him even in difficult times.
Before we go back to the and open the phone line,
and you see, for President Hakainde Hichilema is lucky. The template or the list of what to do right, he already has. The list of what to do wrong, he already has. His brother has been evicted from State House based on a not what to do list. That was promotion of thuggery in bus stations, in markets. You see, promotion of arrogance. The PF most of the times felt untouchable. Look at the reaction of the people in town today, those who are breaking some of their offices. Because those offices actually had been placed in markets. The offices had been placed in bus stations. That was they were even intimidating people.
There's someone who was, wrote something that this is what has caused President Edgar Lungu and the PF. 1, arrogance.
Yes.
2, cadres. 3, insensitivity. 4, tribalism. 5, someone has put the national broadcaster. Infrastructure versus economy, that they focused much on infrastructure, neglected the cries that people were saying.
The infrastructure also was not a problem for me.
Someone
what
said,
was the problem was the price, overpricing.
An economy centered on the party and its friends.
Yes.
Vis-a-vis empowerment, you're saying no, people that got empowerment. The depreciation of the kwacha, 7, corruption, 8, third term, 9, killing of citizens, 10, injustice.
Cadres were boasting before us how much money they were making, how they're going to walk into a showroom and buy a new vehicle.
But don't you think they're working hard?
No.
This is the
and you see now, the truth will dawn now. Right now, as we speak, the truth is dawning. We shall see. Even some of them will not even survive beyond 3 months in terms of their businesses, because literally our business structures, especially in terms of dealing with the government. Do you know what they were? They were called tenderpreneurs. They were not businessmen, but they pretended. And here we are. We shall see how long their businesses will go. And this is where I also, I say, it would be a very good opportunity for President Hakainde Hichilema, in terms of rekindling people's hopes, to do a lifestyle audit. And that audit now can start with his members of Parliament. It can start with his leadership in terms of telling us how much they have. You see, these 2021 elections, were the first elections that we didn't publicly hear leaders declaring their assets. These elections, because people's finances and businesses had ballooned more than 100 times. Yet our leaders were getting rich. Do you know what was happening? The poverty levels were escalating. I think the people are not shy to tell you that if what voted by HH ninsala ya tupwenen twalea ku polling station tatulire n'okulya waikala pa polling station wamona fe atipalaga inde Hichilema wamfuako n'okwikuta lero n'abavota n'abeekuta 2-3 days insala alabekata. So he also quickly needs to work on something that will be able to sustain us and provide solutions to our problem, because the poverty levels lately have escalated. Don't forget, that we've been in the midst of COVID-19, which is another also bigger challenge. So I think for me, what is key is our leaders need to listen to us more. Our leaders need to be closer to us and never detach themselves. I think at some point, President Lungu was misled by certain people. And I don't blame him. And maybe the system also didn't protect him. Even with the adoption of the party members of parliament. As we speak today, 3/4 of the 29 members of parliament that stood as independent, or yes, are former PF members. So you should be asking yourselves. And we heard one member saying, no, the system, the chiefs had told the president and the structure who to be able to pick and adopt. What did they do? Arrogance. That's why it's there and it's justifiable. They didn't listen. They were misled by a few chiefs who told them, no, you're already endorsed, you pass through. Tekanyani. And I'm hoping how certain chiefs will be able to respond to Hakainde Hichilema. You are aware certain chiefs were saying, this area is no-go area. Guys, how and why? You see? So there was a culture of impunity we had created, and I'm hoping that President Hakainde Hichilema will be able to deal with that culture of impunity and completely remove it.
The UNIP was in power 27 years, the MMD 20 years, PF 10 years. What kind of a story has Zambian trying to tell themselves?
Each administration has its own challenges. Kaunda, nothing should never be gotten away from him. Fought for independence, sacrificed so much, won independence. There was no infrastructure. That government had to work around in ensuring that they build infrastructure. And they did build infrastructure. The University of Zambia here was as a result of the Kaunda administration, the visionary leadership of our founding fathers. I'm aware that the PF have been boasting of building 7 universities, but literally, if you look at some of those 7 universities, the only thing they've done is to be able to change name. Because universities like Mulungushi University have been there for a long time. University like Palavana have been there for a long time. So, but we can't get it away from them. There was transformation in terms of upgrading these infrastructures to make them more accommodative, because there was demand for tertiary education in this country. So that's how I would explain it. But also, as a country, I think we've missed an opportunity. If you look at university education, Chifogolo, I'm happy that the outgoing and the incoming president, both are University of Zambia graduates. But with the previous or the outgoing president, I don't think there was so much attention in terms of improving the welfare of the students. Yes, you reformed the loans, people are paying back, but we should have been forthright. We should have had a better foresight in terms of especially realizing money to be able to build the capacity of the university. One thing also, I heard one presidential candidate during the debates talk about innovation. You know, Zambia is a country full of innovations. Just recently, you and me were witnessing the launch of a ventilator built at the University of Zambia. Tell me how much that was magnified. I don't think anyone else celebrated it beyond that day when they were launching it. We need to have structures where if there's innovation or somebody has created something, we should have a special fund to be able to honor them and appreciate them. It's the same. I got motivation the other week when I looked at Uganda, where I read through that the president actually, all those that, for instance, do qualify to major international tournaments like Africa Cup, like Olympics. Actually, the people that had qualified to the Olympics were even put on a salary for a specific period of time. Is to be able to allow them and to motivate them. But how do we motivate our sportsmen and women here? Won Africa Cup, what was the benefit? Those are moral questions I know that the president-elect should be able to address. And it comes at a critical time. 1st September, we kickstart our World Cup qualifying games. Football Association of Zambia is a new patron. We hope to see how we'll be able to deal with that. I know I've followed him through his Twitter when Patson Daka was signed, Fashion Sakala was signed, and Enoch Mwebo was signed. They did wish, and I was happy in terms of the respective manner in which the young boys responded to President Hakainde Hichilema and President Edgar Lungu. So they've got their ambassadors, and we should find a way of embracing this and to be able to utilize them as ambassadors of the country.
0764250055 is the number that you are calling. Let us know how the celebration has been, or how people are celebrating in your area in regards to the president-elect, President Hakainde Hichilema of the UPND Alliance. We pick some calls. Hello, good morning.
Morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Very fine.
This is Voice of Kafue.
Voice of Kafue. Tell us, how is the mood in Kafue?
Yeah, people have left their homes. Yeah. The good way.
Okay.
Yeah. And we are putting it there. This is a massive support countrywide. Yeah, my expectation, as you already put it, if we can only look back after the convention of the UPND, I think they are trying to set their template. It's from there. Remember their aim to national management scheme that they implemented to across the country. Yes, I think that's the template which we should look into coming government.
Okay.
The other one is, for me, the previous government had more focus fighting political opponents. Yeah, there was too much energy into that. I would expect the new government to be not that much. Let political bickering lessen. Let be time for campaigns and time for work. He has one, let him now settle the atmosphere into working. What we have we saw at the Becho campaign, I think that is not right. Yeah, the other expectation I would also think of, there was still of muscle competition, you know, terms of muscle competition, and the best brain intellectual kind of competition. I would want to see more of intellectual competition and less on muscles. And like everyone is putting it, previously sometimes people, when you get a business, you ask where you are located politically. I think that should come to an end. That should come to an end.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, we hope to have an environment where now things should start flowing down to make people able to have a better life. In terms of having free meals per day, people should not be struggling much. Yeah, he promised that. Let the Kwacha get strength so that others, should I say countrymen, fellow countrymen, should have the ability to stay at least they are able to find the ends meet easily than it is now. Thank you, gentlemen. We are
Thank you so much, a voice of Kafue. That is a voice of Kafue. 0764250055. Get to call us and tell us how the celebrations have been in your area. If at all people are still celebrating in your mood on the election results. Hello, good morning. Hello? Good morning. Very fine, sir. Kindly speak up. Your name and where are you calling us from? Mr. Banda from Kamwala South. Kindly speak up and tell us how the mood has been in your area.
Pamene nembera bwino ba president Hakainde Hichilema kuti awina election ya 2021 yalipesa bwino maningi tunaona kuti vingaleko bwino onga kuno kamala sawa celebration yo yisisa ikateka tena yokongeresa manzima nyingi.
Chivera.
Kuita mikurango mwezi wa mbele wa bonga. Mwezi wa limerezi ino. Mwezi niloko mbunira. Sasa nisi. Marezi mwezi nze kuhenga umu. Mwanga nise kunira wa manini. Sasa zikamere kutukwana. Kutukwana mapolisi. Polisi wamele nafikira ntito. Atina training. Avusika. Kuspera kungena kuyapa nchi kuspeleza kazi atokaje kunyumba atoka mafako atoka kapena nikateka atoka na street kuspera kuyapa kuchukua na polisi wamena pesa ndio kenira wa manini era nasi sekta ndio kugira la jamaa kuchukua na monga ila ndio wote kwa mkuu ndio mkuu kamene ni kukakapa nikanda kujua president right hata ke arau makata munga hadi nani jamii ya kapu hiyo hata arau makata zinanyingi kuwatoka pa sokoro masesho hii mamake kandeke leo mtaya katika la movement kwa kama sio akawaite matokeo basi kapenda wakapozea kama wakaanza mwanzani na session na maskini na mamake ya tarafu
Ziko
na kitu yangu ya nikaikuwa paka mapete kwa ndio kuti ndio zao za mimi ndio za kuteleza ndio ndio za mpaka tena itu betul lagi sama penting. Jadi hari malam itu kan, cuma penting. Dah, dia mau penting no, nada more. President, ada apa?
Ziko 0764250055. This is the aftermath. It is game over. Bali wins the 2021 general or presidential elections, and we are receiving your calls on 0764250055 so that you share with us how the mood has been and what your expectations are. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Mabuto. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, boss. How are you?
Very fine, boss. How are you? Tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
My name is Thomas. I'm calling you from Mabuto.
Come again?
Hello? I'm calling you from Mabuto.
Mzwana atimandani zina paja. Vamos chungu.
Okay.
Manja kuna bosi. Kadira. Manja baraiki muize. Kuna tikachunga ngende chini kwa mzako msipa nyumba. Bacha wetu kwa chape. Ndani ya makadasi. Mazipi ya lako kuli brandi.
Okay.
Lini na njengo ya Chinese. Makwendesha ya Chinese. Please kwa patakuwa president kwa bwela. Wakati ana mimi kumkani ya Chinese. Yopo litabantu. Mazipa kwacha.
Oh. So uko kuma rapoti makada yafuta maningi.
Kwa kuma rapoti simani ngalo mera anapana lechekera baba chola no chola bati.
Muzakurukirako ka?
Tunakuruka kwa watu waja.
Okay.
So rais kuna jalida paka maripole wake hapa. Na mungu anawabuza iko ikulu tenkwacha.
Ziko mwakulu pitizani kucelebrate.
Okay.
abantu bakuru mukereze kunalanya abateleza balinga ekitto mu bantu babiri mu bantu batatu bafuuka bakolanga n'enkono bapulezidenti babakula abateleza balinga ekitto sikomo
Zikomo wakulu. 0764250055. That is in Mandevu constituency. People are celebrating. The price of beer has been slashed. That is good news. The people that drink. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Twabomba fye bwino ni banani mletu mina kuisa. Edi. Mletu mina kuisa. Pachiruru garden. Twebe niko oshe mood ya celebration ya chibashani ku Chiruru. Okay. Fish? Okay. Yeah, I'm quite. More calls. We are picking more calls on the number 0764250055. Tell us how the mood is in your area and what you expect to see. Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Reduce the volume on your TV set.
This is the movie TV.
Yes, this is Movie TV. Bwino mwatusheni ni wanani mletu mina kuisa?
Wano ni Walamba Bu from Chingola Kasonke.
Walamba Bu from Chingola. Ni kuchingola kwa chiwama celebration?
Yeah, wale celebrate so hapa.
Okay.
Wale celebrate na chika.
Okay. Yeah. Tebe niko fishe fyo mulero kwa bati mukamone mubuteko aba president Hakainde Hichilema.
Ndio ndekwa inokumona number 1. Rajira ndabe no kwa bati ndekwa yankapere amalitayaki. Ingala mama litali zitati nebalichula bandi abantu balifwa nokufwa so bandi abakapoka terindala mabana so bafire babombera popali omulimo gwabwa
Militaries.
Then indi basimaini kwati kuno kuline kukuchingora kuno KCM warungu bali bapere ndala maafu nchakyala konomba so abantu balebisanya ingi tabaka tuperia bakeza poso icho chena chile ni festi ya kumona chibapera basimaini ndala macha.
Okay.
Bantu kwena ni kitachaka wamesana bantu basimaini kuno kuchingola na ababoza sana bebeli awe tuyuna muna tupere chingala masisi na kushari chimbili moto aita chini cha mano murazi wa mkuruku wa Tokani tuvotere ko umbiwa kwa batakirisi wote aita twanu kabwa mubwamu bali da ndire no kulanda ti mubapere te chonze no tukushako
ekyo balina tabayise so ekyo kyalenge kyebakimanyi bawukwesasa okola kyakinga nga tugakwekeko lino omuntu akinja amaano gendala makatu akakimwa
kwakwa
napo awo mwese bwino mwebantwanyi
twatoterana mutushe bwino
kwewalamba twawukwa bwino oyo kalubali oyo namumona oyo
wiisa oyo
oyo kalubali oyo akinani oyo omufiishi ogwakimineko
oyo kifookolo
oyo
oni kalubale mwamumona
asunga enamba nibawuliki bano baletumaga
ala asunga
asunga enambe
twabitoteni batata
mwebakulu twamutoteni namwe baleta bakindi kwewamufushe
twatota
enyamwani
0764-0055. We continue to pick your calls as you get to share with us how the mood has been in your area and what your expectations are to the President-elect, President Hakainde Hichilema. Hello, good morning.
Hello, morning, how are you?
Yes.
Yeah. Amwansa kwamba mkikaonde.
Ambabanga njijina.
Benadi hachawanya kuno kusolwezi.
Waha Benadi mwena kutumina kusolwezi.
Mbena kutumina kusolwezi mwani.
Tubulayi bakulumpe kusolwezi bantu kisanga jimbo kijibye.
Bakulumpe kuno kusolwezi twayuka mbaisa kukala capital city ya Zambia. Namabwa kubamba ye muchima wagwa ekechi kabikina yateba. Chokitu kikatakwe chotu wabishirenga mambo bambirenga kubamba. Kamwaka tekepo mukala atekwaki so kino kintu kola bindi kumutima apana twamusakira lesa okubamba nyateba wisolwera fontangi okubamba shirangene ikali one Zambia one nation
mwana
pano tubene kulomba pamishiro ventirembo mambo mishiro kechive na kuingira neka bichive tupeko the Black Mountain tochi ya mai ibeshikira mukati nyate tuwe kulomba betupeko Black Mountain kabituwe na kulomba nereza arame moyo wa Hakainde Hichilema kwa miaka ya kura kulingana na mowa yankira
twasante bakulumbe
twasante msenze bwino ziko mokwambiri
naimwe msenze bwino ziko mokwambiri
yewe tionani
yeah, sure. 0764250055. That was a caller from Solwezi, talking about the constitution and also that people of Solwezi are also demanding for the Black Mountain. That probably President Hichilema will be able to give them a Black Mountain. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name, sir, and where are you calling us from?
This is Wamulume calling from Mumbwa.
Wamulume from Mumbwa.
Yes.
Tell us, did the people of Mumbwa celebrate?
Mumbwa is in high celebration right now. People haven't rested from the time the announcement was made, from the time of declaration of the President Hakainde Hichilema.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell us, what are your expectations?
A lot of expectations, you know.
Okay.
But I just take some of the few. Like talk of capitalism, as it has already been mentioned by a lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah, public officers need to operate very free. Officers who are employed in the offices, they need to operate very free without interference from cadres.
Okay.
And then also expect the media to be given power to broadcast freely without interference again from cadres or from political parties.
Okay.
It has been always like it wouldn't be has only been covering
Hello?
hello?
Reduce the volume on the TV set.
Okay, let me just check volume. Okay. Yeah, so what I'm saying is I think I've been covering certain bits. I've only been covering every time you hear Edgar Chagorongo. I'm sure this one will not even make a mistake this time around. Because to mention the name of Edgar Chagorongo, Hakainde Hichilema. So that's that. And also, cost empowerment of the youth is also one of the important things. I also encourage our fellow youth to work harder. Let them not just sit and wait, expecting money to be brought on their tables. No. Let them also cover an extra mile. They need also to put that effort. You want to empower them. Because they also need to reduce us to drinking too much of alcohol and other stuff that they are working. Because him alone cannot, of course, achieve. But together, as we are celebrating right now, we have to work hand in hand with them to develop our own country. Yes. So I think those are some of the things. But Catholicism needs to look very much into that in a short time, within a short period of time, so that people can work freely in markets, the council offices, the hospitals, the police. The people need to work very free and justice for all. And also, of course, even those people who are the perpetrators of corruption, they need to be held accountable. They need to be answerable, of course. We cannot just say, let him just forgive them just like that. We know a lot of people, like we talk of the case of digitality, people were infected with the talk of HIV and other things, because people were given defective condoms. So we have something that we need to look into. We don't say people need to be arrested, but they need to be held accountable for their actions.
Okay.
They need to be answerable. Not cases just go natural. People are being asking. It's the main reason why people we have seen that he's our Messiah. Let him come to our aid. We voted him in office. Let him do what is right. We don't need to hear issues like now the European which are now disturbing the peace of the Zambians who voted freely and happy like we did in 2011. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Amavuto, before we go on a break and be able to refresh our minds and the minds of those that maybe they had started celebrating and they didn't hear the announcement that was made, or the final declaration of the results of the 155 constituencies. In Solwezi, a caller says, just like our colleagues on the Copper Belt, Black Mountain.
What is key is Zambian people are not beggars. The only thing they're asking for is empowerment. Create a platform for them where they can effectively participate in the economic affairs of their country. That's all. So I think it's justified for him to make such a request. If you look at the new copper belt in this country, or the new mining belt, if you're to call it, is a northwestern province. And a lot of resources are coming from there. And these people have been very loyal to the UPND. I'm yet to see how much they will be compensated or remembered for their commitment to the promotion of democracy. Even when it didn't favor them, they've been literally outrightly giving President Hakainde Hichilema 100%. So I'm hoping something will be done to improve the welfare of the people of Northwestern Province, considering the abundant resources that are available at their disposal in that province. So it can be done. It's just having will power to be able to do some of these things. And I know it will be done.
We are going to refresh your minds, and to those of you that didn't get the final announcement of the results and how Justice Esau Chulu declared President Hakainde Hichilema president-elect, and from the 155 constituencies votes together, Hakainde Hichilema president-elect has scored 2,810,752. The outgoing president Edgar Chagwalungu has scored 1,814,204, with the difference of 996,556. But there are other 14 presidential candidates, and also their total votes were also, mentioned. After this, on the other side, I will be asking Mavuto Piri, the Patriotic Front, through their Secretary General, talked about the 2021 general elections not being fair, and also His Excellency President Edgar Lungu did release a statement from State House where he even ordered the Electoral Commission of Zambia to stop announcing results from three provinces, namely Southern, Western, and Northwestern Province. Now that the elections results have been mentioned, what next for the Patriotic Front? I know that Mr. Piri is not a member of the PF, but legally, where from now? Because it is game over. Bali wins the elections and he has been declared. From now, moving forward, what next?
People's Choice on Movie TV. Brought to you with the association of Airtel. Airtel, the smartphone network.